But Guy T is the legend. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Alright. Guy T is Harmonia's new nickname. Harmonia, otherwise known as Guy T. That's right. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna endlessly get stuff here for a little while now. After all the stuff I just recycled. Oh noes. Not like this. I have so much stuff. I really need to not die here. It's really important now. Okay, what's up, Guy T? Okay, well, whoops. Whoops. There we go. And then, is there guys here? Can I just, like, do this, maybe? And then go this way? Lots of boostedness for Guy T. Whoa! Isu Bloodline, completely fill the knowledge sequence. I got a Steam achievement. Oh. I have all the knowledge now. Quest completed, Wisdom of the Ancients. Oh. Ooh. Uh-oh. I used my thing. Oh, and I got the raw adamant, but I may as well kill this guy while I'm here, right? Next time I have an event, you're gonna be referred to as Guy T. If there's enough people that know about the inside joke there. Well, if Guzma comes along to Janland, then he'd know. Would be the case. But anyway, with the rest of the 24-hour cherry stream 11, I had a lot of different pinball games planned to cover all the different Nintendo pinball games. The Nintendo pinball games ran from 1983, starting with Game & Watch Pinball, and ended in 2005 with Metroid Prime Pinball. Nintendo pinball games I classify as ones that use Nintendo IP, or are developed in-house by Nintendo. And the last case that I know for sure of that was Metroid Prime Pinball in 2005. So, that was the last one that I had scheduled as, like, I'm for sure playing at this event. And then after that, yeah, there's Metroid Prime Pinball! I played it at the event. It wasn't half bad. I think that it was one of my more favorite pinball games of the bunch. You have to give it a try. Yeah, look it up. It's for the Nintendo DS. It's the platform that it's on. It's gonna be awkward as your friend dies. Come on, come on, come on. Hey! So, it was ending in Metroid Prime Pinball. And after that, I had like a couple bonus games in mind that I could play. The first was Full Tilt Pinball. Most people would probably know it best as like Space Cadet. Anyone that played games on like Windows 95, Space Cadet was a pinball table that was like built into Windows 95, just included. But it was only one table in a set of 3 from a game called Full Tilt Pinball. It's just that Microsoft acquired the rights specifically for Space Cadet to include with Windows 95, but not the other tables. So, I never really played much of the other tables before. I played a lot of Space Cadet table as a kid, since it was built into Windows. So I figured may as well there. And, yeah, so I played that, and the, never-before-seen boards, the people in my position where they, never realized that it was part of a bigger full game. So I played that. And then the second bonus game that I wanted to play, that I thought I'd just play up until the end of the event, was called Odama. It was a game that I found out about when I went down the rabbit hole of Nintendo pinball games. Whoops! That was my leg that bumped it. It was a Nintendo published game, not a Nintendo developed game. It came out in 2006 for the GameCube. It was, I think it was like one of, if not the last, wow, that was a lot of damage. One of the last Nintendo published pinball games on the GameCube, because the Wii was right around the corner at that point. And it combined pinball with tactics with voice recognition. It used the GameCube microphone. It is a game where there is a battlefield of like troops marching across the field of like enemy troops and your troops. And you have to escort your troops to the end. So every mission is an escort mission where your means of attack is pinball flippers and a pinball bouncing around the table, where you have to try your best to take out your enemies and key objectives without killing your own troops in the process, which can be a little bit easier said than done. And if you want your troops to move in different ways, you have to give them voice commands with the GameCube microphone to say advance, press forward, pull back, flood the river, stuff like that. And remember what all the different voice commands are. And apparently it's a decently length game, like 8 hours or something like that, according to how long to beat. So I just figured like this would be like a really silly game to end off the event with, and I would just play it up until the end. I couldn't. I could not. I appreciate the 5 bits there, Guzma. This is gonna be awkward as your friend dies. Can we get that on a shirt? There's some Harmonium merch there. Gonna call you that next time I see you in person. Watch you again, forget them. I'm gonna call you Guy T and you're gonna be hella confused. But yeah, so I got into the end of the full tilt pinball. And I think at that point I needed to take a break. And at that point, like, my little cousin had long given up on the All Remembrances run of Elden Ring. Like, he was starting to get, like, bored out of his mind for playing just Elden Ring at that point, and started playing some Rust. And after a little while, he even, like, conked out for a few hours. Because, yeah, it is really draining. It is a lot, those events. And, I remember I needed to take a couple breaks. No, I think that I started Odama right after the full tilt pinball stuff, I think. So I started playing Odama, and I put about half an hour in, and I was just feeling so dang drained, like I couldn't play anymore. So I needed to put up my BRB screen, and I needed to go and take a walk. So I took a little bit of a walk around the ice rink a couple times, and stretched out, and indulged in a little Halloween candy to get the sugar to wake me up a little bit again. And then I came back, and I played it for about another half an hour, like another part's worth. And I was just so done. Like, I could not. I took another walk, and I chatted with Maverick a little bit about Xenoblade Chronicles stuff. We ended up talking about Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, since that was coming out on the way. Screw this guy in particular. Stab. Only a couple. I didn't actually have a whole lot of coffee crisps in the Halloween candy bag, but I definitely had a couple. And yeah, walks do be good. Yeah, maybe it would have helped. Sure, that stuff. But I know that while my 24-hour cheery streams have been hard, like especially towards the end, I never felt one that hard before. And I think it was in combination of several things. One, the fact that I was up until 5 in the morning on Halloween night playing The Walking Dead Season 2 kind of destroyed my sleep schedule. 2, waking up at 5 a.m. to be at the venue at 6 a.m. and help with setup for several hours before the event even starts. Like, my at-home 24-hour cherry streams are so much easier, because just, like, wake up, get food, start stream for 24 hours, end stream, go to sleep. It's not like, wake up, hop into the car, drive to Wested, set up there for several hours, make sure everything's going okay, and then, pack up, get home again, unload, and then go to sleep. Like, it's a lot more to do there. And then 3... the fact that I was playing pinball games, and my brain was getting so dang tired of playing pinball, and it was genuinely the closest I feel like I have ever come to failing a 24-hour cherry stream, which is crazy to say after having done 10 of them, that the 11th one was, like, the one that I was, like, really close to failing. Like, that's so weird to say. Like, it was only my second Extra Life event, and again, like, with how much extra hard those ones are with setting up beforehand and all that. But still, that combined with the pinball games, plus the destroyed sleep of the Halloween event, it got to me a little bit. And I genuinely felt like I was going to involuntarily pass out towards the end, like I was not going to make it. So, I didn't want the 11th 24-hour cherry stream to be the first one that I failed, so I made a hard call, and I just took like a power nap. And I power napped for 1 hour, and then I came back, and then I had to play things that weren't pinball games. So I could keep on streaming for 24 hours rather than just being like, I need sleep, I'm ending stream. I failed this time, sorry. Did the 1 hour power nap on my BRB screen and came back and streamed other things, and I got to the 24-hour mark before I ended stream. So you could say that I succeeded. I think it's the first 24-hour cherry stream that I ever needed to power nap during, so you could say that I failed from that perspective if you want to be like all picky and stuff. And considering the amount of walks I needed to take, just like get around moving, and spending time with my little cousin, like going and grabbing lunch or perusing the venue, and me needing to take the power nap, all those things combined, I think that it's definitely the least amount of time I've been streaming during a 24-hour event. Like, it's the 11th 24-hour cherry stream I've done, but in terms of how much of that 24 hours is actually content that I'm making, I think that it's probably the least out of any of them so far. So I think that it was definitely, like, the hardest struggle of a charity event I've yet to put myself through. I was very genuinely concerned I was not gonna make it. I'm very glad that I made it, and it's done now. I am never staying up that early on Halloween before an event like that again, and if I'm ever gonna do, like, one thing all the way through, like I did for a 24-hour cherry stream 10, as well as 11, with 10 I played Pokemon X all the way through, if I ever do that again, I'm only gonna do it when I'm here, at home, not at the Extra Life event. The Extra Life event is better for like things that engage me more. Last year Extra Life event, I played Metal Gear Solid 2. And that game engaged me. I was like, whoa, there's a crazy story going on here. I want to see how it plays out. This is really cool. So it engaged me and it kept me going through it. But playing pinball games, holy crap. If I'm ever doing a challenge like that again, it better be here at home where I can wake up, stream, and go to sleep. Not everything extra I do at Extra Life. Extra Life, I need to take it a little bit easier on myself, or else I'm gonna come close to failing again. Takes hard work to be like me. So it was holy crap, it was a journey. It was a struggle. I'm glad that's done now. Like, I knew it was gonna be a struggle going into it, but holy crap, I didn't think it was gonna be that much of a struggle. I thought by doing 10 24-hour cherry streams, like, it wouldn't be that bad. But holy crap, that might well have been like one of the hardest things I've ever done as a content creator. Like, it was it was crazy. And now it's a story I can tell until the end of time. Holy crap.
You know where to find the Castis when you need her.
So, yeah.
Forging takes time. What we do next will change Atlantis irreversibly. You should make sure you complete all your duties as the Castis before meeting me at the Loma of Atlas.
Okay, I totally did the thing. But yeah, that's why you saw the BRB screen, alright? Yeah. Yeah, I had it up for a decent while. So yeah, unfortunate how little of the event was, like, actually content compared to previous events. Yeah, let's go back to this and go do more Doma things. Lighten up Atlantis chapter, or I could go accept this while I'm over here, because these are probably important here. But yeah, I did not catch Rayquaza. I beat Rayquaza, but I did not catch it, even with save states. So, how anyone would ever do it, like, completely legitimately baffles me. Like, someone would actually need to meditate playing pinball on a mountaintop for, like, 3 years if they wanted to actually do things like catch Rayquaza in Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. I have no idea how it's expected to be possible. Doing it all in one go with no save states? Like, what? I was genuinely flabbergasted by how hard some of the pinball games were. Like, I needed to use save states in order to get to, like, the end state of some of them. Because of just, like, hey, one mistake and now there goes that whole run, start from the beginning. I think the game that I ended up most frustrated with was Mario Pinball, though. Because, like, I'd be hamming away on, like, the super janky bosses for so long, and you fall between the flippers once, and then the boss progress is just gonna, like, reset. Is the case. You have to navigate back to the room, which is gonna be frustrating in and of itself, and then when you're back there, the boss resets. So, I really needed to save state abuse during Mario Pinball Land. And I think that if I'd played that as a kid, I probably would have given up along the way. Like, and that's saying something there. So, Mario Pinball Land was probably the game that I was most frustrated with out of the pinball games. But some of them, like Pokemon Pinball, or even Metroid Prime Pinball with, like, the whole multi-table, or multi-mission it's called. What it takes to get all the way through to the end is definitely a tall ask. Especially in Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. But yeah, it took the power nap right when I came to see you, right when he woke up. Unfortunate timing there. When it's still 5 a.m. still watching Harmonia doing Walking Dead, I thought, this man is insane. I don't envy him. Did it though, congratulations, don't ever do it again. Yeah, I think I've learned my lesson after this year. If I'm ever doing one thing continuously for a 24-hour cherry stream, I'm only doing it here. No more doing that at Extra Life, where there's, like, so much more work involved. Got the soul of Frisk determination, that's right. Glad you enjoyed the Kirby pinball there. But man, was it ever a journey. So, yeah, there was that.
Ah, the Castis. I heard you can help me with the solar floral regeneration project.
The what?
Oh, forgive me. Let me start from the beginning. I'm Neocles, and
I'm gonna turn it up very slightly.
Atlantis. I'm engineering a way to aid floral regrowth.
The flowers here can't just grow on their own?
Oh no! You're not one of those followers of Minerva, are you?
I don't know any Minerva.
I don't know anyone named Minerva.
Her students are so small-minded about my photosynthesis accelerator. If you want to be
I'm gonna adjust my microphone here a little bit.
Follow such a rudimentary doctrine.
Look, do you need something from me?
Oh, apologies, the Castis. You're new to Atlantis, and I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me begin. Basically, the plants are a key resource for us here.
Yeah, like anywhere.
A few cycles ago, humans overpicked them, and now the air is suffering.
You want to grow more?
In a sense, yes. I have a hypothesis, a theory that using a natural power source stronger than the sun will promote sustainable growth.
You're losing me again.
There are devices that project beams of light around the Garden of Triton. Redirecting them using the reflective surfaces would stimulate floral regrowth.
You want
Like
me
a
to move
light
your
redirecting puzzle.
Yes, and the Castis taking care of our natural resources would send a
You put it into
message to
plain
all
terms.
of Atlantis.
Video game
A good
side quest.
message, I hope.
You want me to move your lights? Alright, lighten up. Sure, I'll do that here. Showed up just in time for a Ruby and Sapphire pinball, only pinball game you got to see. Fortunate there, but at least a really good one. The pinball game you stole in today for Game Boy Advance. Nice. We'll never get Mario Pinball Land. But yeah. Oh geez, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that that's the case of Sandwich. I definitely know that feel when it comes to some groups, though. I was just, like, chilling with AC Odyssey after Planet Coaster 2 was a bit of a disappointment today. Oh, at least Mario & Luigi Brothership is coming out tomorrow. That will hopefully be a better game than Planet Coaster 2 was. While I'm just rambling about what happened with the 24-hour Cherry Stream 11. So I need to get up there? Or no, I need to make them look that way? So, wait. Is there like some switch that I can do to move them? Light beams must be directed towards the central obelisk. Maybe I move these? I think I move these? Wait, what? I push it down completely? So I need to redirect them there. It is a light puzzle. It is one of those kinds of things. Okay, so then... Wah. Good old typos. He invented fertilizer, that's right. The photosynthesis accelerator. I'm sorry, finally got a job. Might be able to get Mario & Luigi Brothership. Nice. According to reviews, apparently it's pretty good. But that was also the case for Planet Coaster 2, so we'll see. So we shall see here. I'm hoping that it's a really good game. I've been disappointed by so many of Nintendo's games this year. I think the only Nintendo game that's come out this year that I've actually liked was Mario Party Jamboree. I actually like that one. The other Nintendo games I've not really been a fan of. There, that's one here. Is the music not Yoko Shimomura? That's disappointing. Hopefully it still slaps though. We'll see.
First one down.
Alright, let's redirect the other ones. I'll go up this way next, I think. Oh no. I think that Echoes of Wisdom might be one of my least favorite Zelda games nowadays. I like the puzzle solving sometimes, but like the menuing is so atrocious, it didn't learn any lessons from Tears of the Kingdom with how awful the menuing was in that game. Just like, yeah, here's everything on like a straight horizontal bar, even as you get hundreds of options, and you can only have one Echo equipped at a time. So anytime you want to switch to anything else ever, you have to go through like the most god-awful menu design ever. Like, why couldn't you just have, like, multiple buttons assigned so that you could have, like, multiple different buttons assigned to different things? Like, look at Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, or even, like, the 3DS counterparts, where it's like you have 2 buttons where you can quickly press something, and then, like, the touchscreen for 2 more. Or just 3 buttons at all for, like, OG Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So that you can assign a few things and use them on the fly without having to re-menu every single time. But Echoes of Wisdom, anytime you want to use a different Echo, you have to re-menu every single time. It was just super clunky. The boss battles were like some of the most unengaging because you basically summon echoes to fight for you, and then you just watch the totally accurate battle simulator play out as opposed to actually fighting the boss yourself. So it's a hands-off approach instead of you actually being able to be engaged in the boss battle. And the game lags constantly. The only time that it'll ever be at like a fully stable frame rate is if you stand still. If you stand still, the frame rate is stable. If you're moving at all, it will not be hitting 30 FPS. It is constantly lagging. And the game speed is tied to the frame rate, so if it'll randomly pick up here and there, then you'll start moving a little bit faster, and then it's like super janky and awkward, and it was just not a great experience. It was not very great. So yeah, I really did not like Echoes of Wisdom. Considering getting Prince of Persia, is it worth it? I've heard good things about it. Apparently, like, Ubisoft didn't do all that great of advertising for it, because I don't think it sold, like, super well. But yeah. And that's good to hear as a sandwich. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, we'll see how much the final boss music slaps here. But anyway, with the end of the 24-hour Cherry Stream 11, wrapping up my story here, I don't drive to the Extra Life events. Like, I'll always drive to the Mega FPS events and Fragapalooza and all that, but I do not drive to the Extra Life events because I'm usually awake for about 30 hours by the time that the Extra Life events are through, and that is not exactly particularly safe for myself and other drivers for me to be on the road in that state. So, Extra Life events, I get a ride. So, my mom came and gave my little cousin and I a ride, which I'm very grateful for. So, she came by during the closing ceremonies and people were packing up. I couldn't play pinball games anymore by the time that I got back the second time from another break from Odama. And I was like, I don't know what to play from here. Let's just look at my Steam library. What do I want to play that might engage me? And on a whim, I ended up playing a little bit of Dead by Daylight, because one of the killers in that game I call the pinball killer, the Blight, because that's how his movement works, is he bounces off different surfaces like a pinball. And so I played a little bit of the pinball killer for one game, but the queue times nowadays seem atrocious. I've not played Dead by Daylight killer probably in years, so my Blight gameplay was really bad. And then I switched to Nemesis just for, like, funny zombie RNG to see if the zombies wandering around got any survivors. And it did a couple times. It was really funny. And then I stopped playing that. So, yeah, I played a little bit of Pinball DBD, you could say. And then I started playing a little bit of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I played Open RCT 2 to play one of the maps from the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, Bumbly Beach. One of the maps I hadn't played yet. Wait, what? Oh. So I played that, and, like, it wasn't pinball anymore, but I knew if I was playing any more pinball, I was not going to be making it to the end of the event. So I played that instead, and I got to the end of Bumbly Beach, and I still had half an hour before I hit the 24-hour mark. I was like, well, crap, what do I do for the last half an hour here? And it was suggested that I make a pinball tier list of all the pinball games I had played. So that's what I did with the last little half an hour of time, is I just made a tier list of all the pinball games that I had played across that stream. Number 1, I'd given to Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. Number 2, I'd given to Metroid Prime Pinball. And then I think number 3 was original Pokemon Pinball, and then I don't remember from there. I can always pull up that video and see. So I basically just did that and rambled about it until the end, and started packing up. So I would be, like, at the ready to go. Pack up the non-essentials that don't prevent me from streaming. And then I hit the 24-hour mark, and I was like, hey, I did it! We must end the Crystal's curse like it's Final Fantasy 16. Destroy it. And the accelerated photosynthesis. I mean, what? Is Final Fantasy 16 going to intensify?
That doesn't seem good.
What's happening here?
What happened?
Can I not check it out? Is Final Fantasy 16 actually going to intensify? Harmonia streaming LEGO Horizon Adventures when it releases next Thursday? No thanks. Just listens to the Final Boss music now. Can't tell if it's fake or not. That's your thoughts. That's it. Not saying anything else. Alrighty. I think Mario and Luigi Brothership will be a masterpiece. This might be clipped in case it's a 5 out of 10. We shall see. Hi.
It seemed to be working, but then...
The beams are aligned, yes, but the power isn't running.
What do you think the problem is?
None of this makes any sense. The light beams should expand across the gardens and present with enhanced photons.
What? Not the photons.
Oh no, something's wrong with the photons?
Are you making fun of me? Who doesn't know what photons are?
Just me,
I know
the
what.
rest of the Greek world.
Well, I know what
Never mind the
photons are, but
If my enhanced source powers the device, it should...
I still wasn't understanding what the problem
Unless the
exactly
light is not
was.
compressing from the source, rendering it unenhanced.
So the next step is...
Go to the control room and make sure the power source isn't displaced.
And what exactly is this source?
An igneous matter consisting of Imperial... It's a rock. Just make sure there's a rock in the control room.
Fine. I'll go see if this rock is there.
Well, I don't know if this is exactly ancient Greece. I don't know if this is real, if this is a simulation, if this is a make-believe simulation of something that happened in the past, when, like, the Isu people were still around before the, before the events of the game, and this is, like, replicating that, or what the heck. Maybe I'll have an explanation by the time that this is through. Let's go make sure that the rock is here, I guess. So, then after the 24-hour Cherry Stream 11 was through, we got the car all packed up, headed over to my cousin's place and dropped him off. Oh, it was a loading screen. dropped him off. I had to unload a bunch of my stuff to get his stuff out and then load my stuff back in. Then got home here and loaded a bunch of my stuff into the house here. Most awkward thing is this chair that I'm in, up and down the stairs. That always sucks. But got that in here, and then I went to sleep. It was about noon at that point. And I slept until 9 p.m.
Stop right there!
And then I was up for about an hour, then I went to sleep again at 10 p.m., and then I woke up at 11 a.m. the following day. So, I slept for almost a full day, on and off. And usually I do sleep for a long time after 24-hour cherry streams, but that was definitely the record. Well, especially if you combine, like, the fact that I was awake for, like, 1 hour in the span between there, without really doing all that much. So, yeah, after getting home at noon, it was 11 a.m. the following day that I properly woke up, so I was asleep for a while. That event put me into hibernation. Like, I was out of the count for a little while. Oh, well, I guess I gotta find the infiltrator now. But yeah. Either way, it's too early to be talking about photons. I expect the average person to know. Well, like, Assassin's Creed lore is that there was the people that came before humans that were called the Isu, which looked like humans, but were, like, super duper, like, more intelligent. This super crazy advanced civilization. And I think that's what we're in right now, but I don't know if we've actually been, like, sent to the past of this, or if this is just a make-believe simulation, because one of the Isu hologram people in this DLC was like, oh, I'm sending you through my levels, like all these simulations, you have to conquer all of them. I've been in them for quite a while, and they've seemed pretty real, but maybe none of it is real, but maybe it's a reconstruction of the way things once were, since we're in Atlantis right now. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Do I have to move these for something? But yeah. Yeah, that all and stuff. Assassin's Creed basically acts God, but what if they were the bad and humanity's trying to do something to stop them? Well, it started trying to do that, and then it gave up on that plot line after Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then allowed a graphic novel to resolve it in a super lazy way instead, and then never touched on it again in the games. And now it's more like, hey, it's a lore thing, but not really, that's not really gonna play into anything ever again. What am I trying to do here? Poseidon's first impression of the great Decustus. Hades and Persephone, so caught up in your petty follies, you couldn't see Cassandra's true potential. You couldn't see... I just read that. Maybe if you had, your fates would be different. No use dwelling on this. What matters is that Cassandra has learned from your mistakes. Where you, Persephone, are fragile, she is strong. Where you, Hades, are lazy, she is industrious. She will wield power far beyond your disposal. She will pass judgment with ease. She will be our future. Well, I'm glad Poseidon at least believes in me. Something or other here. I think that's how this game pronounced it, at least. Yeah, I just abandoned, like, an actual interesting story that they were developing over the course of over a decade. Yeah, that's because I fixed the chat shadow, and I'm using Stream Elements chat now. And I set it to the same font that Fire Emblem Fates uses in its text. Oh, come on. What? Am I dumb? Is there something I'm missing here? Like, I can move those around. I could get up over to that ledge. Would that do anything for me? Pretty sure I can just climb up to that ledge anyway, so it's not like I need to construct a path. Also, Kuzma gifting out a sub here to this sandwich. Your face is more intelligent, D's nuts is more intelligent, got him. That deserved a gift sub. I appreciate the gifted sub there, Guzma. This is Sandwich. Welcome on in the Team Harmonic. Enjoy a month of the emotes and the sub edge and all the yada yada shtick that I do and whatever. 333 gift subs there. I am so confused. Yeah, halfway to 666. Oh, is this the way to go then? I just needed to move these until I uncovered the thingamabob. Okay, here we go.
What's Castis doing running around here?
I'm chasing down a thief. Looks like you're the one who took Neoclis's rock.
My name is Melita. I'm an environmental biologist, not a thief. Neoclis has no claim to a natural power source like this.
That rock must be valuable.
Must be worth a lot if you're trying to steal it.
You're the Castis and you have no idea what the power source is? Aren't you invested in the future of our resources?
It's easy. Put the rock in Neoclis's device, and we'll fix the flowers.
Time for super exposition time.